Hey guys, welcome back to Cheesecakes. Today I'm going to show you in a short video how to do a strawberry champagne cheesecakes for individual size. So the first thing you want to do is turn on your oven to 325 degrees, and for the crust you're going to need 1 cup of the vanilla wafers as well as 2 tablespoons of sugar. And you're going to obviously chop it up in a food processor, and if you don't have one, you guys know to use the roller to smash your cookies. These cheesecakes, as if you see my videos, you notice that I did them for New Year's Eve, but Valentine's Day is coming, and this is like a perfect holiday to do, you know, champagne and strawberries as a good combination. So I've already melted 4 tablespoons of butter, and I'm just mixing them together, and I'm gonna start lining up a cupcake pan with cupcake liners, and I will start using or putting 1 tablespoon of the crust mixture into each liner. I didn't use an exact measurement. I just kind of guesstimated, and I could tell the difference as when I was pressing down that some of the crusts were thicker in some liners than others. And so if you want, my recommendation is just to use like a real tablespoon measurement to get them, you know, perfectly even each time. But it really didn't bother anything. They still tasted delicious. So you're welcome to guesstimate like I did. So once you obviously have all your liners filled up, you're going to start pressing down, and don't worry, you know, like I said, if you feel that they're uneven, they're still gonna taste really good. So just keep on pressing them down, and you're going to want to put them in the oven for 5 minutes. However, I put them on for 6 minutes because you know how quickly it turns back to 5. So once this done, it does that, and your 6 minutes are up, you are gonna let them cool on a cooling rack. And while they're cooling, you can go ahead and we're gonna start the cream cheese mixture, and you're going to start by using that champagne. You're gonna put 1 cup until my stove is measured like in numbers, so I think I have mine sat at about 4 or 5, which is midpoint on the temperature. And right now I'm just trying to get 1 cup of that champagne, but you know, the bubbles get in the way, so just trying to get it right. But 1 cup in a medium setting of the champagne, and you're going to add 1 teaspoon of cornstarch, and you're just gonna let them heat for about 15 minutes, but you don't want it to boil. So if you notice that your stove at the medium setting is you know, making it boil, then just turn it down a bit to just turn it down to lower, like a 2 or something. So here I am adding the teaspoon, and I am gonna just make sure that you know, they integrate correctly. So I'm just mixing them in, and I'm pretty much just gonna let it do its thing for those 10-15 minutes. And while that's doing, I am already, you know, I've softened my cream cheese ahead of time, and I am going to use 1 packet and then half of a second. So as you can see right now, I'm gonna cut it in half, and that's all you're gonna need. And actually I ended up making 2 two sets of the mini cheesecakes because I had a little bit of the cream cheese left over. So I don't know if I just didn't put enough, or maybe the recipe was just, you know, automatically was giving you more extra. So I ended up, like I said, using two of the pans with the same cream cheese mixture. So I'm mixing the cream cheese. I added half a cup of sugar, and I added 3 tablespoons of flour. Now if you see that mine's a little bit brown, that's because I used the wheat flour to mine. You're also going to want to add 1/4 of a cup of sour cream, and I think I'm gonna be adding that. I should have used the actual cup measurement. I don't know why I used that one right there, but yeah, so just kind of get 1/4 and dump it all in there. And while you continue to make sure, just don't forget to check. I didn't show it on camera, but just don't forget to keep an eyeball on your champagne on the stove, and just making sure, you know, you're babysitting it and that it's not boiling for you. So adding half a teaspoon of the vanilla extract, and just mixing it again. And right now I am measuring to make sure that the champagne was reduced to half a cup. And it didn't work for us the first time, so we had to continue to dump it back in there. That's what I'm doing right now, and letting it heat up a little bit more until it reaches half a cup, which you just saw. You're gonna let that cool down at room temperature. So while the champagne is cooling down, go ahead and chop up your strawberries. And I rinsed mine off, but you don't want them to be soaking wet, so that's why I have a paper towel, a cloth towel, just drying them up. And once they're chopped up, you see me right here, I am just, you know, trying to add the same amount, so there's like room for the cheesecake mixture. So you'll be able to tell, you know, if you've put too much or if not enough. So once you do that, now that the champagne mixture is cooled down, I am adding it to the cream cheese, and I'm gonna mix it, make sure it's all, you know, integrated and smooth. And you're gonna finally, the last step of the cream cheese is to add 2 eggs. So your eggs also have to be at room temperature. And I think if you guys see my previous videos, you know that I like to leave my eggs like the day of that I'm gonna make a cheesecake. I like to take them out early in the morning and then just let them sit on the counter until I come home from work, and so they get plenty of room. But if you want to do it, then I suggest you know, just leave it out for maybe 1 to 2 hours prior to you making the cheesecake. So now that it's all mixed, I am going to grab again just a regular tablespoon, and I am going to put I started with 1 tablespoon of the mixture into the cupcake liners, but I ended up like going back and making sure that at least I got 2, because 1 didn't cover obviously most of the strawberries. So that's kind of like what I'm doing now. And yeah, so just make sure you know, leave a little bit of room, because they are going to expand with the heat, so you don't want to fill them all the way to the top. And those are just pictures coming in out of order, sorry about that. So you're gonna reduce your oven back to 300, and you're gonna put the liners or the the cheesecakes for 23 minutes. And I don't know why I showed you a picture, because now you're just seeing me do it again. And I'm gonna let them obviously cook for 23 minutes. Once your 23 minutes are up, you're going to turn off your oven, and let the cheesecakes sit there for 5 additional minutes. Once those 5 minutes are up, you're going to crack the oven door open, and you're going to let your cheesecake sit there for an additional 20 minutes, and they're going to end up cooling off inside the oven. Once that happens, put your pan inside the refrigerator, and of course that's gonna finish cooling them completely. As you can see in the previous picture, I ended up buying store-bought frosting, because I actually did try to make the frosting like the recipe called for, and I just could not make it work. So I ended up buying, like I said, pre-made frosting from the store, but the cheesecakes were still really delicious, and I ended up cheating a little bit, but trust me, they're still very good. So you just saw right now that I was adding glitter, eatable glitter that I bought from Hobby Lobby, and it was gold. Right now I'm just finishing off the cheesecakes by adding, you know, the little decorations that I use for New Year's Eve. These cheesecakes were really amazing, and a few of the friends that came over really enjoyed them. So I really hope that you will try them, and you know, come back if you want to learn how to make some more. Thank you for watching.